Okay, hello boys and girls. Before I get started on this lesson, the first thing I want to say, I want to make sure that everyone is safe. I want to make sure everyone is doing well. And I truly want to let you all know that I miss you and I love you all, okay? So everybody still be good. So today's lesson, boys and girls, we're continuing with measurement. And I'm going to do this lesson in segments, boys and girls, only because of technical difficulties. So there'll be 3 or 4 segments of this particular video lesson that you all be watching, okay? And I'll explain that a little later as we go on. So part A is we're dealing with measurement and talking about equivalence with customary units of capacity. So that's the title of the measurement we're dealing with on today. So before we get into today's lesson, I want to share something with you. I want you to think about this particular scenario moving forward. Now it says, Casey has 2.5 gallons of juice. How many 1-pint containers can he fill? Solve this problem any way you choose. So what I really want you to do, you can pause the tape when you see it over. You write this down, this scenario down, boys and girls, and then you try to figure it out on your own. Because what we're going to do, we're going to get back to the same scenario at the end of the lesson to see if you all were right or not. And of course, I know how smart you all are, and I know you're going to get it right. So don't worry about it. So Casey has 2.5 gallons of juice. How many 1-pint containers can he fill? Solve this problem any way you choose. And once again, boys and girls, you know our motto is always more than one way to skin a cat, right? Especially when we're dealing with mathematics. So I'll let you look at that for a second. And then while you're looking at the video, you all will be able to pause it, and then you'll be able to write what you need to write. Okay. So our objective for today is, in today's lesson, I can convert customary units of capacity from one unit to another and recognize the relative size of different units. So that's what our objective is all about today. I can convert customary units of capacity from one unit to another and recognize the relative size of different units. So before we get into our lesson again, we're talking about customary units of measure. And what I did was, girls, is the same thing that you can do in your own house here, is I'm going to explain the customary units by using real world situations or scenarios, just as if you were in your own house. So, the smallest unit that we're going to be dealing with is the cup. That's the smallest, right? And if you take a look at the cup, next to the cup, we have the pint. Next to the cup and pint, we have the quart. And just something that if you all are curious, boys and girls, before I move forward, this is my pint that has a pint of milk. This is my quart of milk also, just as a reference. So we have a cup, we have the pint, we have a quart. We have a cup, pint, quart, and we have our gallon, okay? So that's what we're going to be dealing with in today's lesson. So what I want to do, boys and girls, that's going to be the first part of the lesson, just so we don't have any technical difficulties. And then I'll be back with you all in a second, boys and girls, for part B.